This is the Milo Beasley Show. This is the Milo Beasley Show. There's only one thing you need to know. This is the Milo Beasley Show. And now, here's your host, Milo Beasley.
And welcome to the Milo Beasley Show. This week we are hanging out in Chicago, in Berwyn. Kevin Harvey, my guest this week. How you doing, buddy?
I am splendid, if not underslept.
Yeah, you had a huge event here last night.
We did.
With Rise. It's Shimmer Weekend is now even bigger with the way your company Rise has been working with them to do with the Friday shows.
It is. It's Rise was born to some degree out of necessity, but to start to develop at first a next generation of women athletes, like it says in the title, developing tomorrow's women athletes, because Shimmer had a very immediate and apparent need for a pipeline of talent. So we started in a collaboration with Shimmer, and that turned into partnerships with AWS in California, IWC in Pittsburgh, Pro Wrestling 2.0 in Orlando, Impact Wrestling. There's some really cool stuff that's going on. We've been able to funnel new talent to all these other organizations through the seminars and through the talent we're discovering.
Yeah, and your seminars are great. You've had Medusa?
A whole bunch. Let's see, Saraya Knight, Cole Cabana, Dr. Tom Pritchard, Medusa, Mercedes Martinez, Aja Kong, Hiroyo Matsumoto, Bull Nakano, Chris Wolf. It's some cool stuff. Nicole Matthews.
Right, that's a who's who. That's quite an accomplishment. So you, again, like you said, it started as a pipeline, and now almost like you're just on the verge of breaking out. And I mean, you have the Rise TV show now.
We do. We have our Rise weekly program, Rise Ascent, available at riseascent.com and our apps on Android and iOS.
Yeah, so you just filmed out, like you said, you're everywhere. You've done stuff in California. You're here every couple of months now, right?
Yep, we've been in Chicago a number of times because this is home base for us. The Berwyn Eagles Club has been all but one of our Chicago market shows, but we've hit, I think, 5 states now and 3 countries.
All right, and you just filmed down in Orlando.
We did. We filmed episodes, like 15 through 19 of Rise Ascent down there, something like that.
That's phenomenal. So, and now you just keep on trucking along, and so, so you were working with Shimmer before, correct?
Yes, I was what Dave and I kind of tongue-in-cheek call associate producer. We just went on to make up a title one day, and that's kind of a nod to old ECW tapes for anyone that watched those with the credits at the end. But basically, my job was whatever had helped Dave.
Right.
Whether that involved running around doing crazy stuff, taking people to the hospital, helping to a degree in the creation of the shows and the production of the shows, the matches and stuff. It's whatever hat I need to wear, I put on. It's I don't come in with the idea that I have any one job. It's whatever helps the company, because this company is about the talent in the ring and the women athletes. It's like I don't need to be on camera. Well, right now,
right.
Clearly I need to be on camera right now, but that's not what Shimmer's all about. It's a team effort to do whatever it takes to keep things going.
How much pride? I mean, I know sometimes people are like, I don't need the personal pride. But for you were there helping Dave on the forefront, and now like the women's evolution thing is a big deal in professional wrestling and in sports entertainment. Like, how much pride do you feel that you were in on that that bottom level, that bottom floor, on this, pardon the pun, but rise of the women's evolution?
It's a huge point of pride, but I'm going to try to say this in a way that might be relatable, because it's hard to articulate this, because it's not necessarily like anything else. Some people are proud because, like, you did an art project, you painted it, and you see this is my creation. And do I have a degree of that for Rise? Sure, but when we're talking about women's evolution, the pride I feel is in generations of talent that I see there, talent that I know personally, talent that I call anything from best friend to respected colleague, and to see people like Mercedes Martinez on WWE Network tearing it up with legends like Meiko Satomura.
Right.
People that I've known for the better part of 20 years at this point. But even seeing some younger talents like Karen Q.
Absolutely, Karen Q. Did the Rise tryouts? So in April.
November. She was on the 1-year anniversary show at Rise 5.
So, did Rise, next thing you know, Mae Young Classic. I mean, it could definitely happen. So which leads me into, again, the Rise tryouts and seminars, how important that they are into developing, talent for Shimmer. So can you give us a list of some of the athletes that have, been part of these seminars that have gone on to excel with other promotions?
Yeah, I mean, just Shimmer alone here today, Shotzi Blackheart, Delilah Doom, Dust, the reigning Heart of Shimmer champion, Delilah Doom, current Shimmer tag team champion. We met all three of those girls at Rise 1. We've got Hyan on the tapings. We met Hyan at first at Rise 5. And this list actually goes on and on. Willow Nightingale, the Sea Stars are making their Shimmer debut. This is actually their first time in Berwyn since Rise 1, so it's been a while, but that's where we met them. We started to establish communication, and even if they're not on Rise or they're not on Shimmer, we're still watching these talents. We're still keeping up with what they're doing. Like, is their buzzer on? What's going on for matches if we see their stuff posted? Like, I know I go out of my way to try to keep up with as many people as possible. It's incredibly time consuming, but in my mind, the whole point of Rise isn't just, hey, give us money for a seminar and then we're going to help you this day. I try to make myself, at least, and honestly, a lot of the Rise resources from our closest circle, like your Mercedes Martinez of the world, your cheerleader Melissa's, bouncing ideas or getting talent in contact with these veteran talents. Because in my mind, I only really charge people if I'm paying somebody else to help them out.
Right.
But it's something where I'll offer our resources all the time, and girls will send me matches. Or if I feel like I'm not the best person to look at it, I'll text Allison Danger, hey, would you mind looking at this kid's match? I want to send you something. Would you mind giving me some notes on it? Or do you mind if I give them your number to get them in contact? There's a whole lot of the development of Rise that happens beyond the shows, and I think there's a small but very vocal segment of our fan base that thinks Rise isn't about developing tomorrow's women athletes anymore. But what we've got to remember is, yes, our first show was 100% seminar. Well, not 100%. We had like Shayna Baszler and we had Saraya Knight on the show. It was like 80% talent from the seminar. But our goal, and we weren't really able to start getting there until Rise 3, was to have roughly 1/3 established feature attractions, 1/3 a roster that we would establish that's no longer having to like pay their way into a seminar. It's people that now I'm flying them out here. We're paying their wages, we're covering their expenses because we want to give them an opportunity. But we still need to develop that segment of girls who's still relatively new to professional wrestling. And then we have the new ones that we discover in the seminar. And even looking at last night, Rise 10 Insanity, yes, there were, like, the main event was not necessarily Rise girls. I mean, our entire main event, like, roster broke their ankles or collarbones. So we had to do some rewrites, folks.
Which, again, last night's Rise 10 event, how did David Arquette get on? Like, become involved? How, of all people and of all products?
That actually was kind of a long time coming. David broke back into wrestling in the LA market at Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, and he had a match with RJ City, and feeling that probably wasn't a one-off thing. I've actually known RJ for quite a long time, and I ran into him, I forget where, I think it actually wasn't it was at Pittsburgh, the Ascent tapings in Pittsburgh, and I just said to him, I said, hey, if you and David are going around, if he ever... Basically, I probably said, if he ever wants to get his butt kicked by a girl, I know a guy. And wouldn't you know, an opportunity kind of came about. And this was actually a long time coming. It didn't happen exactly to the original vision because between David had a movie schedule shooting conflict that came about, and also is injured and had an elbow surgery that ended up being a little more serious, I think, than he was counting on. So he was out of the equation physically. But to his credit, we had him on the show. He announced that he was pulled off. He sent us a video, which he didn't have to do. But I got either a call or a text very late in the day Thursday. He got himself here. He said, "I will take care of it. Like, don't announce it yet. It's not sure." But like, I want to. He went out of his way to be there for us because he wanted to be there for wrestling and to experience and to lend his the exposure that having him tied to our product might get. Just to have a good time, be part of the wrestling business.
That's fantastic. Which leads me to my next question. A thing we like to do on the Milo Beasley Show is called the Top 5, where I ask a random question, sometimes pertaining to the interview, sometimes not. But this one is going to be. So, top 5 Hollywood stars that you would like to see involved in Rise.
Hollywood stars I would like to be involved in Rise.
Yes.
The band Spinal Tap I will count as one. Let's see here. The band Spinal Tap. Let's see here. Who else might be rather interesting? Ooh, this is so on the spot. Celebrities, Hollywood. it's one where you want to go like with the physicality and everything too. Let's see here. What's obscure right now? Who's popular with the kids these days?
You're asking the wrong old man.
Yeah, we got two old men here. It might not necessarily be the right thing. You know what? I don't know that much about him other than he's popular. I think Justin Bieber, for better or worse, would elicit a response of some kind. Just the question of, is Justin Bieber going to get
absolutely
beat up? Maybe he would be. Let's see here. Who else? Kind of in that same train. Amanda Bynes, I think, would be interesting. The promos from Amanda Bynes, I think, would be really interesting.
What about like a Britney Spears?
Britney, I don't know. I think the price tag would be too, because at Britney's business, I think it'd be awful expensive.
Oh, you know who I would love to see, and I don't want to, jump into and make this your answer, is Candice Burr. Candice from
Murphy Brown, Candice Bergen.
No. Candice Burr. Candice Cameron.
She did the spot on
she did the wrestling spot.
Full House reboot, Fuller House. That wouldn't be bad. Let's see, sitcoms. Actually, you know what? Just selfishly, because I love the actor, Bob Odenkirk.
Okay.
Not to mention, just Bob's such a creative person. People know him as, say, Saul Goodman or Mr. Show, but Bob was an SNL writer and a writer on a lot of different high-profile and highly successful TV shows. Like, I think what Bob could lend to the wrestling context, I think that'd be fun. And he's reasonably local.
Yeah?
Yeah, he grew up in Naperville, not far from here.
That's really not far from here. That's literally a stone's throw. So, so if folks want to reach out to you, so they can chat with you, they can follow you on all the socials, where can they find you at?
On all the socials, if you want to follow me, it's not that interesting. Pretty much unsolicited opinions and pictures of my cats at Kevin Harvey WPWC. The money, the interesting stuff is at Rise DTWA for Developing Tomorrow's Women Athletes.
And of course, you can find me on all the socials at The Wrestling Bum. Please check out our 225 previous episodes here of the Milo Beasley Show. So, anything else before we wrap up?
Another thing to check out, RiseAscent.com, the entire Rise library and the exclusive home of our weekly show, RiseAscent.com, and our apps on iOS and Android.
So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week. Have you gotten a picture together with Kane?
No, but do you see my shirt?
It's fantastic. So that's so have you gotten a picture with him? Because
No.
I think that's